It's time that Justin Fields starts getting held to the same standard that Zach Wilson's held to. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today we are talking about Justin Fields and Zach Wilson and the standards that they are held to and why it's a little bit hypocritical. Before we get started, just wanted to mention you can follow on socials at Matt O'Leary NY. Also, don't forget to check out the Just Jets podcast. Every single Wednesday, new episodes come out. We have the Jet Report available from Monday to Thursday. It's live at 2 p.m. on YouTube, and it's available after the fact in podcast form if you prefer that. Also, shout out to True Classic. I'm rocking this shirt today. Thank you for sponsoring the video. Football is back, baby, and our sponsor, True Classic, wants you to look and feel your best. Even if it's after a couple brewskis, it's football season, but it's also butt to couch season. Luckily, True Classic has the absolute best fitting clothing that a man can buy. Snug in the arms and chest with a little extra space in the torso. Their t-shirts are designed to keep you cozy and highlight your best assets no matter what you're up to. So if someone special is upset that you're watching football all day, at least you could look good while you're doing it. True Classic has already helped over 2 million men find a perfect fit at an affordable price, and our listeners get access to the best deal that they offer with my promo code MATT25 for 25% off and free shipping at trueclassic.com. Make sure to pick up something nice like their t-shirts that are so cozy. So Justin Fields was once again horrible last night, and I know I'm gonna get the comments. It's not a Chicago Bears channel. This is a Jets channel. Who cares? Well, I care because he is from the same draft class as Zach Wilson, and a common theme is that these rookie quarterbacks, now second-year quarterbacks, most of them are held to a different standard than what Zach Wilson is. Zach, for whatever reason, was the most polarizing prospect in that draft class, and you had people that loved him, and then you had people that hated him, and any little thing he does, positive or negative, gets blown up and gets way blown out of proportion. For instance, in his 2 starts this year, the naysayers, and a large chunk, not all, but a large chunk of the national media saying the first start was, oh my God, you had the 2 turnovers. The completion percentage was way too low, completely ignoring the fourth quarter where he went, 10 of 12, 120, 130 passing yards, something like that. And a touchdown and leading 2 scoring drives when you're down by 10 to come back and win the game. That part is completely ignored. We focus on the interception that went off of Tyler Conklin's hands and bounced right to, I think it was Minka Fitzpatrick. And then this past week, turnovers go away, completes 66% of his passes, 2/3 of his passes are completed. He has a yards per attempt over 10, right at 10 actually, doesn't turn the ball over, leads multiple scoring drives. They hang up a 40 spot and it's, he just managed the game. It's not like he really did anything big in that game. But you go around the league and Trevor Lawrence gets every excuse in the book. And, he was already written in as a top 10 quarterback before laying an absolute egg against the Houston Texans, who are probably picking first overall this year. Trey Lance has barely even gotten on the field. And when he's gotten on the field, he hasn't looked good. And then there's Justin Fields, who seems to get every single benefit of the doubt when, yes, his situation is really bad, but he's also been atrocious. This year in 6 starts, he went over 200 passing yards just 1 time. He's had 15 or more completions in a game 1 time this year. He's had a completion percentage over 60% just twice. Last night, he was horrendous on Thursday Night Football against a terrible Washington team at home in his own building. Went 14 of 27 for 190 yards, 1 touchdown and a pick, and had a brutal missed throw for a walk-in touchdown, which would have completely changed the game. If Zach Wilson misses that throw, it's all over. The national media is running to the field, dragging him off by his helmet and sending him to the XFL. But it's not the same, because if Justin Fields does it, it's poor baby. Someone come in and save Justin Fields. He doesn't deserve this. And I agree. He should be better than this. I don't think he was a bad prospect by any stretch of the imagination, but the standard that Justin Fields is held to versus the standard that Zach Wilson is held to is completely different. The narratives are completely different. Did you hear the national media talk about the 5 games down the stretch where Zach Wilson didn't turn the ball over and he improved? No, it was how awful he looked in the first half of the year. And that was the narrative that was getting, beat to death because it's the same old Jets. And that's the only thing that matters. Now, Zach Wilson comes back. He's 2-0 and he looked good managing the game against the Dolphins, did what the defense, took what the defense gave him. And then in the first game, his first game back in Pittsburgh, which is a tough place to play, no matter if the team's good or not, and leads 2 comeback drives and 14 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. No, you hear nothing about it. But this week is so huge for Zach Wilson because I think if he has a good game against the Green Bay Packers, and if the Jets win this game, which is on the table, I obviously asking to go on the road in Green Bay is very difficult, but and win is very difficult, but this is a very beatable Packers team. They haven't looked good. The Giants just beat them. Bailey Zappi almost beat them up there in Lambeau, so it's not impossible. If he does go in there and win, then I really don't want to hear these stupid narratives with Zach Wilson anymore. I'm sorry, but once again, I'll say it one more time. With Zach, it's always it seems to be that he is held to the standard where he has to be perfect. And if he's not perfect, then they're going to pile on and get on him. And I don't know why. It's just he was so polarizing last year as a prospect that the people that hated him still continue to hate him and try to put him down. And you can't possibly take a look at anything that he's done and say, okay, yeah, I see why people like him. Or, I see the talent that's there. He's held to a different standard. Sorry, he just is. For the rest of the quarterbacks that were taken with him, with Mac Jones been a turnover machine early this year, but he was already anointed the Patriots savior. And then the next Tom Brady is going to go in there and manage games, and they're going to go on and win until the sun explodes. It's Davis Mills was going to be the savior in Houston. Oh my God, they got him. They found him later than Zach Wilson. He looks even better than Zach. It's just so silly to me, and it's just unbelievably frustrating. So I wanted to get that out there, and it's fresh on our minds because we just had to watch that awful Thursday night game. And Fields once again didn't look good. He's in 6 starts. There hasn't really been any game that's really jumped out. They didn't ask him to do too much in that first win. And he went over the game probably where he went over 200 yards might have ended up been his best one, but it's just they're held to different standards, and it's frustrating. So sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Zach Wilson being held to different standards than the rest of these quarterbacks. Let me know. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.